Hey you, welcome to Smart Cause Academy. My name is Yesenia Sotelo, and Smart Cause Academy is a series of short, useful training videos for nonprofit professionals like you. In today's video, we'll answer the question, how can I raise more money via my nonprofit's website? The answer is to use free tools to design the perfect donate button. In this training, you'll learn what makes a perfect donate button. You'll see examples of great donate buttons, and you'll learn about free tools you can use to make your own donate button. I'll even show you how to use the tools. Again, my name is Yesenia Sotelo. I am a website whisperer. I've been building websites since 1997 when I taught myself HTML in college. I'm a nonprofit nerd. I've been working for nonprofits since 2001. I'm also the founder of Smart Cause Digital, where I build websites and run online campaigns, and I am the creator of the Smart Nonprofit Websites course. The course was inspired by this shelf full of binders that I used to have. I would find a resource or an article, I would print it out, read it, highlight it, 3-hole punch it, and then file it away in one of my binders. And I really did have a color for each subject. This was the best that I could do to get professional development and learn how to improve our website. Now, instead of trying to hodgepodge together resources, the Smart Nonprofit Website course is your one-stop shop to learn how to make your nonprofit website work for you. The course opens up again in February of 2015, and I hope that you will join us. If you'd like to get a sneak peek preview, you can go to smartcausedigital.com/website-analytics for a free mini training. Okay, let's talk about the most wonderful time of the year. For most of our organizations, December means a large bump in fundraising, and especially online fundraising. I found research that says we get anywhere between 18 and 50% of our annual donations just in the month of December. That means that in December, your job as a website manager is to make your donor's life easy. And you can do that by creating a custom donate button that tells a story, specifically your story, and is really hard to miss. So what makes a perfect donate button? In my opinion, there are 3 main components to the perfect donate button. Component number 1 is content. Tell me what you're going to do with the donation, or who will benefit from the donation. The key here is to be specific. Specific about what your nonprofit will do or who your nonprofit will help. December really is a magical time of year, and your supporters really want to donate. But your relationship with your donor is not exclusive. She probably supports other organizations as well. Help her decide that her limited charity dollars will do the most good with you by telling her about a specific action or about a specific person. The more specific you can get, the more money you will raise. Research shows that we connect with a story about one person way more strongly than a story about 2 people or more. Avoid generic statements like support our work or we need your support. And remember, I'm going to show you specific great button examples in the next section. Component number 2 is design. Here are my tips. Use a bright contrasting color. Make it as big as you dare. If at all possible, put it inside of a box and add an arrow. There's no definitive color that's going to raise more money. You do want your donate button to be in a color that stands out from the rest of the website. And even if you only use this bright color just for the donate button, do it anyway. Your goal is to get as much attention on the donate button as possible. Make the button as big as you dare. In December, I give you permission to be as obnoxious as you need to be. There's a lot at stake, and it's okay to take risks. To call even more attention to the button, try putting it in a box and/or adding an arrow. The arrow also demonstrates action and encourages your donor to click for the next step. And component number 3 is placement. Put the button everywhere. Put it on the home page, put it in the sidebar, put it in the content of your most popular pages. And even though I normally hate them, December is special, and I say even put them in a pop-up. You never know on what page your donor starts her visit to your site. It could be the home page, but it might also be that last article that you included in your e-newsletter. Many donors spend a little time exploring your site before they donate. By putting your button everywhere, especially in December, you're helping make your donor's life a little easier. Now that you're thinking about these 3 components of a perfect donate button, let's look at a gallery of great buttons. This first example comes from the United States Holocaust Museum. They're doing a lot of things right. They've given me great content. It says, "Your donation can make a difference. Help us preserve the priceless belongings of Holocaust victims and survivors so we can continue to teach this history and its lessons to new generations. Donate now." Great copy. They're telling me what they're going to do with my donation. They've chosen a contrasting color of orange that they only use for the donate buttons. It's not appearing anywhere else in their color scheme. Perfect. They've added an arrow to let me know that there's an action I can take. They're using a real photo of their people. Now, this is a great professional quality photo. On your site, I would much rather see a pretty good iPhone or mobile phone photo that's of your actual people or your actual site over a stock image. Real photos go a long way. And finally, the Holocaust Museum has decided to use their donate button as a pop-up. So this appears immediately when you arrive on the homepage. Example number 2 comes from Howard Brown Health Center here in Chicago. Things are doing right. Their button is on the homepage and it's huge. It's this big white area towards the bottom. And they're telling me exactly what they're going to do with my donation. Let me zoom in so you can see. It's such a great visual, right? It's easy to understand that donations are going to be used to buy supplies for their exam rooms. Brilliant. The only thing I would improve is I would improve that copy. Instead of saying click here for more info, I would say something like, your donation of $50 today could help save a life, or something like that. Example number 3 comes from the American Civil Liberties Union. In full disclosure, I used to work for their Illinois office. Things they're doing right. It's on the homepage. It's really big. It's that bright red bar across the bottom. It's bright. It's red, which is a color they don't use that often throughout their site. And they're adding quite a bit of arrows. If we can get closer here, you can see there's explicit arrows like in the donate button, but there's also these like shapes that are arrows. So there's a lot of attention being given here. The only edit I would make is I would get more specific with their copy. They have something that says protect all our rights and liberties. Because I used to work for the Illinois affiliate, I know it's really tricky to fundraise for this organization. It's very abstract, this idea of rights and liberties. However, it's always good to tap into hot button issues or current events. So in the United States, we've been having a big conversation around privacy for the last year or 2. So I would punch up their copy and refer specifically to privacy as one of the rights and liberties that we want to protect. And they get a bonus point because they are also embedding the donate button within their content. So at the bottom of their blog post, there's this additional donate button. And if you're thinking about how to incorporate that in your site, consider adding the donate button within the content of your about page, services, contact, leadership, or careers page, because all of those tend to be the most popular pages on your site. Example number 4 comes from the Humane Society. Things they're doing right. They've chosen this mustardy yellow color for their donate button, and it pops quite a bit because it's in contrast with most of the other colors on the site. It's on the home page, the donate button. There's a lot of arrows incorporated into it, and they were doing something really neat in that I can choose an amount or enter in my amount. So they're already getting me started on the donate process. My only thing I would tweak for them is I would change the color, because if you scroll down, you'll see what happens is that the donate button starts to meld into this big block of sign up, take action, fundraise, and shop. And instead, what's popping right now is this Wayne's blog button, which is green, and green doesn't exist anywhere else on the site. It's got someone's name, Wayne, it's got his picture, right? There's a lot of connection going on there. So I would flip the script and put all the focus on the donate button and let the Wayne's blog button play down a bit. And the final example, number 5, is from the Girl Scouts. Things they're doing right. It's on the home page, this button. The way they treat it, it could also be in a sidebar. And their content's pretty good. It reads, "Your gift to Girl Scouting will help girls realize their dreams and become tomorrow's leaders." That's pretty great. The only improvement I would make is I would swap out the photo for a photo of one girl. Perhaps update the copy a bit to mention her name or say a bit about her. I would also choose a different color to help it stand out, because as you can see, when it's paired with volunteer and alumna, as well as all of the other green on the site, it kind of starts to blend a little bit. So it'd be great to have the give button be a completely different color, right? Not green, something else altogether. Okay, now you probably are thinking of some ideas for your own site, and you're wondering, well, how do I take my ideas out of my head onto the web, into reality? I'm going to show you how to do this with a couple of tools. One is Canva, and the other is PicMonkey. So let's come over here and start with Canva. Now, Canva is free to use. There are some additional like upgrades you can pay for, and by pay I mean like $1. So it's pretty affordable even when you pay for it. I'm going to create a button in Canva, and they have a lot of templates for sizes, but I want my own custom size. So I'm going to click Custom Dimensions. My custom size is going to be 350 pixels high and wide and 500 high. And I'm going to start with a background color. So if you've never used Canva before, I'm sorry and I apologize, because I am introducing you to crack. You will be very addicted to Canva. I just chose one of their background colors. It didn't matter what, because once it's on my workspace, I can change the color. So I'm going to click on the green. I'm going to choose like a really bright orange color. Probably stands out against most of our color schemes. Hard to miss. Got my background color. I'm going to add a photo. Here in the upload section, I've already uploaded my kitty picture, but I could also just click upload your own images and find my image. This I took with my phone, very casual. It's my kitty who's been sick, so the call to action is going to be about funding healthcare for stray animals. So let's crop this photo first of all. I got too much of the exam room. So I'm just cropping so all we get is more kitty and less exam room. Great. I'm also going to flip him around because I'd rather him be facing in the other direction. So I'm going to flip him. Perfect. Now I'm going to size him down a bit so that there's more room for my text. So I'm going to put him right here. Awesome. Now let's add text. So I'm clicking text and I'm dragging their big headline. I'm going to say, take care of. Now I need more room, so I'm expanding the size of this text box. I'm going to reduce the font size a little bit so that it fits, and I'm going to center my text. I don't love this font, but that's okay because there's tons of fonts in here, and there's one that I prefer. Perfect. Now I'm going to move it up a little bit because I need more room for my text. So I'm going to copy with my keyboard. I'm copying and I'm pasting. The reason I do this is by separating the lines of text, I feel like there's a lot more flexibility. I could just hit return and keep typing, but this way I can, adjust the size. I could have this line of take care be like black or a smaller size. There's a lot of flexibility this way. So I'm going to say take care of Moses with your... See right there, I already want to make it a little smaller. There you go. And I'm going to copy this one and paste again. Oops. Copy, paste. Perfect. I'm going to say holiday donation. Awesome. Now I can play with the placement of my text. If this was your button, you would keep editing and tinkering for a long time, I'm sure. And that's okay. You can totally do that. I'm just throwing things up here quickly to show you how to do it. Okay, and I want to add a roundish button, something that specifically encourages someone to click. So I'm going to go to search, and here there's all kinds of goodies you can use to improve your design. I'm looking for shapes. Looking for something that's like a rounded buttonish thing. Here we go. No worries about the size because I can make it whatever size I want. Nice and big, bright color, right? Stands out. You know, if I didn't like the built-in yellow color, you can see here that the color palette option is available to me, so I could change it to whatever I wanted. Okay, I've got my button. Now I want to add some text to my button. So I'm going to grab the smallest bit of text they have. I'm going to say, make your holiday donation. I probably want my text a little smaller because it's kind of wide. I want it to be a really bold color. Yeah, that's good. I want it to be black so it really pops. There we go. That's looking pretty good. If it was my button for real, I would keep tinkering. But for this demo, I think that looks great. Okay, so that's what you can do with Canva. Now, PicMonkey is really great as well. It's much, PicMonkey is really going to be great if you have a photo that you then want to put things over, because it's got so many more tools just for interacting with photos, like filters and really sophisticated shading and colors. It's really amazing. So PicMonkey I recommend if you have a great photo you want to feature. So I'm on PicMonkey.com. I don't even have an account. It's so cool. You don't even have to have an account. I'm going to click design. I'm going to open up an image from my computer. That would be my cat picture. Perfect. I'm also going to tell it, oh good, it knows that I want, like, because I'm doing a button for the web, I want the lowest quality. You could use PicMonkey for everything. So I just want to make sure my tool is running as quickly as it can. So I'm using that setting. Great. So we're going to do the same thing to this picture here. We're going to crop it. Grab just the bits of kitty cat that we want on our site. Perfect. Hit apply. I'm going to rotate it. Apply. And I'm going to resize it. Oops, sorry about that. Resize it because he's a pretty big kitty and I want him much smaller for the web. I'm going to uncheck keep portion so that I can get exactly the numbers that I want instead of being forced to what they want. Okay, so here's our kitty. We want to add text over kitty. So click on the text icon. Click add text. I'll say, so we'll use the same text as before. Take care of. Let's move it around. I want to be able to see it as I type it. I think I can squeeze in Moses, so make it a little wider. There we go. Change the font a bit, maybe Arial black. I'll leave it black. I'll leave the text black for now, but I will reduce the size a little bit so it'll fit better in my. There we go. And I'll center it. Perfect. And then I'll add one more line with your, let's just say with your donation. So center it, great. Different font, maybe a little smaller so it fits better. Perfect. And I'll make this one white just so I can show you that you can do that here as well. Be careful with that enlarge button, huh? So I probably wouldn't leave it this size because that was a mistake. So let's go back here. There we go. Okay, so you would keep playing around with your text, but I want to show you how to add arrows or buttons. So that's available here under overlays. There's a lot of cool ones just for fun, but there are also some businessy ones. So here's arrows. So let's say we add an arrow, change the color to white. You could play with that, right? Decide where to put your arrow. And there's also something called banners that you could use for something that looks more like a button. So banners, this thing here is great. Pick some bright contrasting color. Resize it as needed. And of course, if you'd like to, you can add text over. So you can reduce the size of the text. I'm going to make it white because I think it'll really pop against our button. So there you go. Rough, yes, I would definitely keep playing with it, but you get the gist of how you could use PicMonkey to make a button. Now, with either Canva or PicMonkey, you can say download, right, to save your image. And here you can say save, and it'll let you save it to your computer. Great. I have a bonus resource. So if you want more inspiration buttons, other great nonprofit buttons, I had a huge list that I couldn't get to in this video. So you can go to smartcausedigital.com/academy, and you'll be able to download more great buttons for inspiration. And I've also jotted down some more online tools, kind of like Canva and PicMonkey, that you can explore to create buttons and images for your site. Keep learning. If you like this video, you can get more free training with Smart Cause Academy. Go to smartcausedigital.com/academy and subscribe for updates about new videos. And if you need help with your nonprofit website, or you're looking for a trusted expert resource in nonprofit digital, send me an email. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the course in 2015. Thanks.